Joey, we are back for another episode. And you know what? Let's enjoy this beautiful sunlight while we still have it.
It's a nice day.
It's a beautiful day.
The weather's been good.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
You gonna change your shoes on me?
I don't have the loafers.
Yo, people, there's certain people watching this podcast who don't know that reference. They're like, what the hell did they just say?
No idea what we're talking about right now. You know that?
It's crazy.
So this is another conspiracy that came true?
Yeah, seems like it. You know, for the longest, people were just like, that is crazy. That's nonsense.
I didn't believe you at first. You sent me the Daily Mail article, and I was like, I don't believe Daily Mail too much. But then the New York Post.
The Telegraph.
Yeah.
And UK. Who else? The New York Times wrote a piece on it.
This is not good.
No.
Not good at all.
I just think we're just going too far, man. Like we're going the AI direction. But I think people knew this for a long time, and it was a theory proposed a long time ago called geoengineering, where now they're saying, oh, it's dimming of the sun. So they didn't use the term geoengineering in anything that I read, but that's exactly what it is, right? Like we are genetically, or not genetically, we are geographically engineering the weather, you know, by creating cloud seeding. Is it cloud seeding really, or is it just like, from what I heard, there's a few other things like the article that you sent me. They were using certain aluminum type materials to reflect the sun, and they're spraying it out of planes. And so now this is like a thing that's already approved.
So
yeah,
like chemtrails.
Chemtrails.
There's a lot of people that don't believe in the chemtrail thing. And there's a guy, I think his name is, hope he doesn't mind that I throw his name out there, but he's on social media talking about it, Josh Jordan. And it's
what is he saying now that they confirmed it?
He's been talking about this for a while. And there was a time that I reached out to him and I was like, hey, you got to come on the podcast. But for some reason, we just haven't linked up. But he was interested. I sent him a message, followed him on Instagram, the whole nine. And he goes into this like whole theory about the geoengineering, the chemtrails, and in a way, the weather control thing is very real because something happened in Dubai. I think they were doing stuff in Dubai, and then recently they had this really big flood.
Well, they cloud seed in Dubai, so it's a little different. They're trying to make rain clouds. That we've known for a long time. Like weather modification has been a real thing since like, I don't know, maybe like the 60s or 50s. But now, more than ever, Dubai is just like, I mean, they have the money to do so. So they're like, you know what, we're just going to make it rain every once in a while because we don't like the desert.
Yeah, no, but it's scary though, because what they're doing is, first of all the stuff that, there's so many things that we have talked about that ended up being true. You do realize
this
that, right?
This is crazy, yeah.
You know, like, I mean, the drones, the AI, we talked about
We still didn't really get a good answer on the drones, by the way.
No, we didn't. We thought he was going to come in there and give us and they were like, no, it was allowed. Everything was allowed, you know. Everything was fine. Everything was fine. It's just all because of China. Don't worry,
I wonder if it was them, to
I'm
be
gonna
honest.
put tariffs on all the drones. There'll be no more drones. It'll be the greatest thing since white on rice.
It'd be too expensive to launch them.
I don't. But the AI stuff we talked about, and then it got really crazy. The AI got really crazy. Then we got the weather control, all the stuff about the
oh yeah
that you know that's been coming out. Like another Epstein witness, or
she's gone now. She's dead.
She's gone.
Yep, suicide.
Right. With the sharks with the freaking lasers.
Again, another reference that some people don't know what the hell you're talking about.
They don't know who Dr. Evil is.
No, come on, man.
We're so old. We're old. There's
it's crazy. Like, how did we get?
There's an individual that I say.
I don't feel old, but I just feel like,
right?
Like that. There's a time period where everything that I knew that everybody else knew, now people don't know, and I'm like, you're a lot younger than me.
I'm pushing 2 years from 40, and there's an individual that I talk to.
I'll be 40 next year.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Bigfoot. What are we doing?
I finally got some grays coming in.
Oh, I got it all. I'm
you're
looking
just
like
a little more stressed than I am, maybe.
Mr. Fantastic right now, you know. But there's an individual I talk to all the time, you know. I don't feel 40. Actually, lately, I don't feel my age at all. I think I can blow past some 26-year-olds in a race or outlift them.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You're in phenomenal shape. This is prime time now.
It's fucking. I'm like
30s, early 40s. If you're taking care of yourself, it's prime time.
it's big. It's making me see things differently. But I tell a certain individual, I'm like, listen, I still have a little bit of a dad bod, and I'm old. I'm just very old. They're like, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're not old. You know. But I
People in their 60s like to tell you that you're not old.
yeah, this is true. Because they're living it.
They're like, listen, another 20 years from now, then you're going to say you're old.
Well, you know what's crazy? I've gone through this whole crazy path the last 3 months, and it's really, I took the negative, and I've been posting motivational quotes and men's mental health notes, because mental health for men is a thing that's been neglected. So I post a lot of inspirational things every week based on the scenario that I go through. I'm not showing off. I'm not a show off. Joey, have I ever been a show off? At all the 20 plus years you've known me, I've never been a show off. I don't care.
No, it's just.
I'm wearing the scene.
It's milestones. It's good progress, and it keeps you right up here.
And I
think people don't understand that.
I want to share that if you're going through something, you are able to find outlets to escape the harsh reality, even if it's for an hour or two, and then you'll start to feel better about yourself. So I've used the negativity and I've turned it into a positivity, if that makes sense. Right. And long story short, I feel different. I feel great. And now that the weather's changing, because we're going to go back on, I'm going to segue this like we did a couple of weeks ago. Mm-hmm. It was like a smooth segue into the end credits. But I'm trying to be motivated and go outside. And now that the weather's changing, go outside, you get some vitamin D. Sunlight helps a lot. I was watching
some chemtrails.
Chemtrail, you breathe in that fog that Florida got and everywhere.
And then you wonder why your throat's hurting.
Yeah, everybody.
Like it's allergies.
And then they tell you you're crazy. But go outside, get some sunlight while you still can. Vitamin D does help.
If you see the zigzag lines all over the place,
go
the
back
tic-tac-toe inside, just go. Today's not the day to run outside.
No. No. But let's get into this, because
for sure.
I don't want to. I couldn't find a segue, by the way.
So it was good. I mean, it was good.
I tried.
We came back around. We're here now.
We'll circle back. Remember her?
Everyone has to know who the circle back lady is. Come on now.
I think that's outdated now too.
Yeah, it might be. Shit.
But tell us how they're going to dim the sun and do this to control climate control, or to get climate control and stop global warming. Because cows fart. Cows been farting since, I don't know, beginning of time.
Yeah. So apparently, there's like several ways, but I think the one that they settled on was aluminum. You can probably look this up. Some type of aluminum. I'm not going to go verbatim in what I'm thinking right now, but anyway, just think of it as small little aluminum particles. They spray them like an aerosol out of the planes, and they make patterns in the sky to create this like blanket to essentially stop the process of
UV light from the sun.
No. What's that process that happens in greenhouses? You know what I mean? When the sunlight gets. Do you ever go into a greenhouse and it's warmer in the greenhouse than it is outside?
Let me ask my other co-host.
Yeah, ask it, because so. But while you look that up, essentially it just reflects the sunlight and puts it back into I guess space or the atmosphere. It's essentially cooling the earth. So they're not actually dimming the sun. That headline is just like to grab people to watch it. But like
so far, not to cut you off, thanks to ChatGPT.
There we go.
Which is the Swab Podcast's best friend now. It sounds like you're asking what happens, what the process is called, the greenhouse effect. So,
there you go.
I asked it, what happens, what process do greenhouses go through with plants inside? So sunlight, and then it warms up. These warm surfaces emit heat. However, the glass and plastic greenhouse traps much of the heat inside. As a result, the temperature inside stays warmer than the outside, even if the outside is cold.
Right. So that's what you got to think about Earth as, right? It's like it's average temperature on Earth, I guess maybe is like 50 degrees, right? The highest is 100 and something. You look up the average. I know we have some really cold temperatures, so the average might be like in the 40s across the planet. And space is ridiculously cold. I don't even know what that number would be, but I obviously...
You were pretty close. You were only off like 9 degrees. Okay. 59.
There you go. I know.
It would be funnier if it was 69, but hey, I'll take 59. Is that a thing, 59?
59
No, never mind.
Honestly, it's a nice day, 59. You know, it's like, you can wear a hoodie.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Not as good as 69, but go ahead.
But I guess what I mean, on average, that's not bad for the entire planet. Or I'm not a scientist, so I wouldn't fucking know. But like, maybe they're trying to bring that down by a few degrees to try to save us.
The Earth naturally changes. There's been a video that went viral of one of the old Weather Channel like directors or like presidents of the Weather Channel.
Yeah.
That had left, and then he went on like MSNBC or something, and he literally in front of the camera said, "This is complete bullshit. Yeah. The Earth changes naturally no matter what." They're blaming earthquakes, they're blaming tornadoes, they're blaming hurricanes, all on global warming to push this bullshit. And the way they're trying to stop the bullshit. Remember, it used to be, don't use too much hairspray. Remember that?
Yeah.
I mean, we're older. We're 90. We grew up during the 90s.
It's like the straw thing. We ban plastic straws
we
because
ban
of a turtle.
plastic straws, and
it accounts for like 0.0 something % of an entire ocean
plastic bags. First of all, let me. I'm gonna go through. Ready for this? I'm gonna rapid fire here, but just hear me out because I got to get this all off my chest.
Shoot,
my chest. I got to get this. Listen. So first off, I've worked in a job where I had to go to a dump that's right near Manhattan, still in the Bronx, right near the bridges there. I got out to dump the garbage truck, okay? In that dump, there is everything. Not just regular garbage that you would throw out. Everything. From plastic to couches.
Yeah, recycling is a myth.
You don't... This is crazy. Now, in New York, what are we doing? Have you had to do this yet in your new spot? Composting. Do you realize that the compost goes in the same fucking place? What difference does it make if you take exactly? It's all a money grab. This is all we're going to save the planet by.
They just want to ticket you when they go by. Oh, you didn't compost this week.
Exactly.
You know, I'm going to give you $100 ticket.
Do you know how many sanitation workers I know, which I won't name for obvious reasons, that are like, I'm not going through the garbage bags. I'm taking the garbage bag.
Yeah, they're not even going to give you tickets.
And my mother, she's crazy. So she was the first person on the block.
She started doing it.
First person to get she read the notification. She's got anxiety. That's where I get my anxiety from, just in case you didn't know.
Okay.
Thank Mama Dukes. First person on her block to get that little magical box that you have to buy. They don't give it to you. You got to go buy it. Oh, we're gonna start doing composting, but you need to buy this. We're not gonna give it to you. Like, to be the nice thing to do is like give it to every resident. We're going to do the composting thing.
No, so we're
going to give you the garbage bin that we need. No. You got to go buy it. $40, whatever it is. She was the first person to do it. And I told her, I was like, it's bullshit. So some places still don't even do it. It's like very rare you see a ticket.
Anyways, they have the bin in my, like, I live in condos over, you know. Yeah. Anyway, they have the bin.
Be careful what you say.
Nobody uses that bin.
Right.
I opened it up the other day. It's still brand new. I closed it.
Yeah. So she was the first person on the block. And then I've been telling her, it's like, don't go crazy. Don't go crazy. Long story short. Recycling, I can kind of whatever. But the other day she goes, I saw them come by and pick up the compost. I was like, yeah? Did they use their new garbage truck and put it in the little compost area on the garbage truck where it lifts it up and dumps it in? No. She's like, they threw it in with the regular garbage. I was like, because it is regular garbage. It's going to the same spot. That food is going to deteriorate.
Yeah.
Okay, chicken bones, banana peels, apple. That's all biodegradable shit. If you eat food, rice, like, why are we doing that? It's all cash grab. It's not helping the environment. So we went from hairspray back in the day. Remember they said hairspray?
Yeah.
Hairspray is going to, it's going to
destroy the environment.
What was it? Ozone layer.
The ozone layer.
Yeah, the ozone layer. Then we had Al Gore saying that a certain part of California.
By the way, the spot in the ozone that they said was a hole is like healing itself now.
It's healing itself. So I guess we're doing something right.
The chemtrails.
Well, chemtrails, or maybe we use so many plastic straws. Listen, it's so.
I'll give you a reason why they've denied or why they said that they haven't been doing chemtrails in secret. It came out a while back that, all these jets are running off of new engines, and some of them release more water vapor than others. Mm-hmm. And depending on where they are in the atmosphere, right, and depending on the humidity of the level of where they are, you're going to see more trails in the sky from these jets. Because sometimes you'll see a jet go by and there's almost no contrail behind it whatsoever, right? Maybe a short one and maybe nothing at all.
Some of them are just spewing.
Some of them are spewing, and you see this line of cloud that follows that plane for miles and miles on end. And a lot of people speculated for a really long time, like, hey, they're spraying something in the skies. I've never seen the skies look like this before, like purposely interconnected lines of tic-tac-toe. And some people are just like my brother, he's like, that's just a lot more planes in the sky than there used to be, and they're intersecting and they're crossing, so of course you're going to get these patterns.
I just want to let you know, I didn't plan this. Proceed.
So we had this debate back and forth on whether or not, like, is it water vapor? I was like, what are the chances that on some clear days, like right now, today, nothing?
But you see a plane come by, spewing that shit.
Exactly.
It'll start to get cloudy. Even though the
starts to get
forecast
cloudy.
said no clouds today, it's going to be a beautiful day today.
And then all of a sudden, boom, you see these tic-tac-toe lines. It's a hot day. And I think that they've just been doing it in secret for a long time because they couldn't get any kind of congressional approval on it. And they knew that it would cause a political upheaval in debate. So they're like, you know what, let's just do it because we need to do it. Let's not have the debate about it, and let's not pass legislation on it. It's going to take forever. There's too much red tape to get through in order to be able to do this, and we need to do it. So somebody convinced somebody really high up that we should be doing this in secret for a very long time. And now it's too much to cover up. So the UK finally is like, hey, we're not going to hide anymore. We're going to tell you exactly what we're doing. So now we don't know if a plane is going by and it's just contrail, right? That water vapor, or chemical trail, which would be the aluminum that they're going to be releasing from these planes in order to reflect the sunlight. So I think it's been going on for a really long time. The idea of geoengineering has been around for a long time. And it just so happens, coincidentally, that we didn't see skies like this when we were kids.
No.
And then all of a sudden now it's fucking tic-tac-toe everywhere you go. Like I see it in Florida. I see it in Virginia. I see it, I have family all along the East Coast. I've seen it in California. And it just makes sense that they've been doing it for a long time because they can't get through the red tape. So they're just like, fuck it. We're just going to continue doing it.
Look how much has changed since we've grown up, right? So not only the skies. I used to love going outside. We used to walk. Me and my mom used to take me to walk to the zoo. We used to walk to go shopping. We used to go to the park. Every way we walked, I always saw blue skies, a couple of clouds, right? Like you said, changed. Also, when we were growing up, how many people did you know in the family, through friends, mutual people, passed away from cancer?
A lot.
When you were growing up?
When I was growing up, no, not passed away from cancer, but I definitely knew quite a few people who had cancer.
So I didn't remember really the whole cancer thing in the 90s. In the 90s, the big thing was AIDS, right? Yeah. AIDS was a huge
I would
thing.
say late 90s.
But it started getting more prominent towards the 2000s, right? So we crossed over into 2000, 2001, you started
seeing everything go
everything's
up.
Going up. Look how much the food has changed. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I had to...
Look how much the food has changed.
The food has changed, and it's thanks to the tariffs by me, the most magnificent president in the world.
That's not bad. We got to work on it, but it's not bad.
I'm trying. Just trying to appease crowds.
Okay.
Make people laugh.
It's funny.
It is. I'm a joking kind of guy. I'm in a joking mood.
Some people are too serious, man.
No. Why so serious? I got these scars. My father was a conspiracy theorist and a thief. And one night he goes off crazier than usual. Mommy grabs a tinfoil hat to save herself. He didn't like that. Not one bit. So at me watching, he put on CNN, laughing while he did it. Turned to me and said, "Say what again, Billy?" Pretty good, huh?
That's pretty good.
I winged that whole thing, by the way.
Damn.
Impromptu. I can join Wayne Brady on Whose Line Is It Anyway? Any day. Anyways, we went shopping a couple of weeks ago, and
you think darkness is your ally?
perhaps she's wondering why you shoot a man before throwing him from a plane. All right, let's stop.
All right.
So I went a couple weeks ago. I had to help my mom out. My dad So we had to go shopping. She needed help with, packages, my dad's stuff, whatever. Of course, for someone who doesn't want my dad to eat cookies, we go down the cookie aisle. Old school Italian cookie. You know the brand? Stella D'Oro.
Oh, yeah. That amaretto taste.
Well, there's different cookies. So Stella D'Oro used to have...
I'm talking about the plain ones.
Those classic.
Amaretto,
like Anisette. Yeah. So they used to have big cookies. Minimal ingredients. Now they're small cookies. Fucking tons of ingredients in it.
That's crazy. It's just trying to save money. So cheat the system.
Well, a lot of chemical, a lot of stuff has been banned now from RFK now. A lot of food dyes are banned. Skittles will never taste the same. People are upset that they're going to be healthy.
I don't know if the taste will change. I just think the coloring. Like, for instance, the color of Gatorade is not going to change. I mean, the taste of Gatorade is not going to change. But now it's like when you look at the fridge, they use these different colors to catch people. They're like, oh, I associate blue with like this cool taste. I associate red with like the
Did you see the difference between Fruit Loops in Canada and Fruit Loops in the United States, or Fruit Loops in Europe and Fruit Loops
here?
That the colors were less, and even the milk didn't change the cut like crazy colors. But the American Fruit Loops
use less additives for sure, but a lot of the same stuff is labeled differently in the UK. Like, I forget what they call Red 40 and these other ones that we have, like Blue, whatever. But they're still legal in the UK. It's just that they go under different names. So a lot of times the propaganda on social media is like, oh, this is not allowed these dyes are not allowed in the UK. But it turns out it's like they just name it something else, and they have like a strict governance on how much they can put in an actual product.
It's basically, you say tomato, I say tomato.
Yeah, but they're still getting the same fucking poison we are.
Listen, everything has changed since we've grown up, and I think it's gotten worse. I don't know if they're trying to... That's another one, population control. That's a big one.
Yeah.
They're trying to do that. But, so they're trying to send a chemical...
I mean, the more people there are, the more stuff you have to make.
Trying to send a chemical in the air to basically dim the sun to stop the heating of Earth, which we actually need, because when the asteroid hit and wiped out the dinosaurs, it caused a bunch of smoke to come up and debris that didn't clear out for years, and it created an ice age. So why would you want to do that? I'm not a scientist. I just do impersonations and run a stupid podcast. But I don't understand how that can actually benefit anything, especially crops.
Yeah.
Or anything to that nature. And like I said, I really thought that you were bullshitting me when you sent me that article. But then it turns out to be true. It turns out to be true.
And now you're going to pay attention to the skies more and be like, hey, look, they're tic-tac-toeing today out here. Like, why today? All of a sudden, clear day. And then some days you look up, clear day, but then you see all the lines from the planes. It just, to me, it's like
an answer from ChatGPT. I just wanted to see what it says.
I went down the rabbit hole with ChatGPT on this one.
So check this out. So I asked it, tell me about chemtrails, right? So it says, what people see when airplanes fly at high altitudes, they sometimes leave behind white streaks across the sky. These are contrails, right? You alluded to that. Short for condensation trails. That they happen when hot, humid air from a jet engine mixes with very cold air and high altitudes, causing water vapor to condense into tiny ice crystals. It's basically a man-made cloud. Now, the chemtrail theory, all right? Some people believe that this is a way of them controlling the weather control, mind control, population control, biological experiments, climate engineering, or geoengineering, which we are talking about.
Right.
According to this theory, these chemicals released are disguised as normal contrails. Supporters sometimes point to unusual cloud patterns, tic-tac-toe, where you talked about, persistent trails or health issues as evidence when these are over the area for a long period of time. What scientists and the government says, right? The government that told us not to do our own research at one point.
If you're one of those people that just believes the government says, that everything that they say is true, it's like, well, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, good luck. Right.
Well, what do your parents tell you when you're little, right? Like they'll give you a warning about a certain group of kids at the park. Don't listen to them. I just
don't think that they'd be forthcoming about certain things. You know what I mean?
Just for people out there watching and listening. Your parents back in the day, when you were yay high, when you were small, and you were going into, whatever grade, you were allowed to go to the park, and there was a certain individual or group at a certain park that would bad news, right? They did the wrong things. They smoked pot. Don't do drugs, all that stuff. What was it? Fred McGraw?
Yeah.
The crime dog, don't do drug, whatever.
The egg, remember the egg? This is your brain.
This is your brain on drugs. Right, exactly. We're going old school here. They would tell you to stay away from a group of people, right? Not to listen to what they say or do. You didn't really, you questioned why, but you just, did you do it? No, I didn't do it. I went to the park. Then some of those people in the group actually didn't turn out to be that bad as I got older. So I'm not saying don't listen to your parents. I'm just saying if you turn on the TV and just flat out listen to the government and say yes, 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 that's not good. You should be able to do your own research. And there was a point in time during 2020 to 2022 that they were telling you not to do research. Now, during that time, they were pushing something real heavy, real heavy. I don't even see commercials about it anymore.
It's crazy.
Crazy. But anyways, the scientists and the government, you know what they say? Officials say there's no credible evidence that chemtrails exist.
Of course.
Atmospheric scientists say that people are seeing our normal contrails behaving differently based on weather conditions like humidity, temperature. Sometimes contrails linger longer and spread out because of high humidity, making them look thicker or stranger. It's important to know.
What I just said before, yeah.
Important. This is from ChatGPT. This is important to know. While geoengineering ideas like spraying aerosols to reflect sunlight and cool the planet have been proposed and researched, which we're talking about kind of today, they haven't been deployed on a large scale yet, which we're talking about today. And there's a huge debate over whether it should ever happen, which leads us back to the conversation about dimming the sun. It hit the news, and they're kind of green lighting it now for it to not that it's going to be done, but they want it to be done. They want to. This is from what I read. They're green lighting it more. They're pushing it to happen.
Yeah.
So
every conspiracy theorist was watching their TV like that Leonardo DiCaprio moment.
Yep, exactly. It went from conspiracy theory to now they're talking about it, trying to do it. Right? Yeah. Just like I had this conversation. I don't want to bring this up, but it's just so perfect. It just goes with what we're talking about. Many years ago, during a certain time period, where we were inside, gaining weight, going on hikes on the weekend, when it was a transfer of power, I was like, man, he's gonna mandate something. Mm-hmm. No, conspiracy. You have the choice. What happened?
Didn't have a choice anymore.
No, I didn't have a choice no more. You did. He made an ultimate.
You just can't work or make money for food or shelter or, you know what I mean? So.
In an economy long
it's just crazy.
Time ago.
That is crazy. That was crazy.
That was absolutely crazy. He actually, his exact words were, so I give him credit for saying this, is you can either do A or B. Every week you have to get checked out. But then all the jobs were like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah, because they didn't want to spend the money.
Everything was mandatory.
Yeah.
So basically, and then the people that still said you had a choice, no, you didn't. It was work or get it. That's not a choice.
That's not, yeah.
That's like a gun to your head.
You force somebody into it.
Or you're broke.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So another conspiracy.
I'm really glad for those people who got vindicated and then they're getting paid now.
They're getting
suing.
Back pay. They're sued. They're getting their jobs
people
back.
People are suing for some. It's like a intentional infliction of emotional distress. It's like a loophole that you can sue under, and they're making boatloads of money.
There is always a way to beat the system, even when the system is trying to beat you.
Yeah.
Crazy. This is a good talk.
Yeah.
I think it was a good talk. I think the more we do episodes like this, the more we're showing people that this is not a conspiracy. And we talk about conspiracies that come true or ones that are going to come true. And most of them have.
Yeah.
Right?
April 8th. I think we've talked about this on the podcast before with the chemtrails.
I think briefly. I don't think we've gone too...
I think I've mentioned it.
We haven't really threw our bunny ears and went down that hole too much on that. But we know why?
Because it just seems like one that was so out there. And it's like, it could just be explained by just contrail.
Not that it was so out there. It's just that it's one of the first ones. You know what I mean? Like JFK, chemtrails, UFOs.
Sounds like science fiction. Like, are we really going to try to cool the earth? We wouldn't do that. There's a movie on it.
Yeah, you tell me this.
They're on a train. It's with Chris Evans. And they were trying to cool the earth. And inadvertently, they sent the earth into a deep freeze. And the only thing that's left on the planet is this train that goes around the planet circularly. And it has like the 1% of people on the train. But then the train has like a social hierarchy as well, where there's the rich that are up front and then the poor in the back of the train that always try to like revolt and come to the front of the train to take over.
Sounds like something that's going on now. Because all the politics. Oh,
what's the name? I got to get the name of this movie.
First of all, how about this? Did you see, because we're so worried about climate control, right? How all those women went to space?
Yeah.
took the money and the time, and then there's a conspiracy about that too. You know, that the SpaceX capsules, when they come down, they're all burnt to shit. But then Katy Perry's capsule came down and was all fantastic and had makeup on. You know, maybe it's Maybelline. I don't know. But what's the movie, buddy? You always bring the movie references in.
I definitely am.
You are a movie guy, definitely.
What's the name of this movie with the train?
Stay tuned for Joey's movie search right now. Let me know when you got it, Joey. Okay.
I think I got it.
You got it? What's the name of the movie with Chris Evans?
Snowpiercer. There it is. They actually have a show on.
That's the name of the movie?
Snowpiercer.
It's a good movie?
Yeah, it's a good one.
I'm glad you found it.
Nah, it's a good movie.
I like pressing
You'll
that
like that
button
movie.
sometimes.
Snowpiercer, and they have a spin-off show of Snowpiercer, like kind of like an origin story of how everything started. The movie puts you in like right in the middle of it. Like Earth is already frozen. They're already on this train spinning around the Earth, and I think like almost 100 years have gone by on this train already.
Nah.
Crazy.
Kill me. I'm not being on a train for...
Like generations have gone by on this train already.
Nah.
But like the new show is about like the origins of the train and how it started and like when everybody first got on.
I like when they do spin-offs of movies. It has to be good, though.
Yeah, it's gotta be good.
Limitless was not good.
This one's good. And the show Snowpiercer is good.
Snowpiercer.
But like this is this movie is essentially this conspiracy that we're talking about that now has come to fruition.
Well, that's something that we've talked
Hollywood
about.
always puts the truth in plain sight, man.
Because that they are part of the control. It's good talk.
Yeah.
We got to get Dario back on here. I miss him.
Yeah. Definitely.
We got to figure out a way we can fit 3 people in our makeshift studio for now.
You know what? I have a nice big living room with a nice view in the background now. Maybe we could just
move everything there. I also have another spot. One of our newest members, she can accommodate.
Nice.
Yeah. So we have a couple of options when we want to have more people. But this was a good episode, buddy. I'm going to go outside and enjoy the day now. Do some more walking.
Look out for some spray now.
But, if you also want to find out or talk about sprays and the sky and some ouchies that rhyme with Fauci's, you can do that with Spotify for Creators. If you don't know about Spotify for Creators, it's the free app that allows you to get your podcast idea
out there.
So if you have a phone, tablet, or a computer and you need a way to get the chemtrails out there, head over to Spotify for Creators. See what I did there?
Yeah.
Chemtrails out there or up there?
Up there.
Spotify for Creators. It's the way to go.
Yes, sir.
Joey, awesome episode.
Yep.
Very good.
Won't you be
my neighbor? And until next time. Look, he's got better shoes than me. These are Adidas from Costco because I don't
Let's
show.
get a nice little thumbnail.
Yeah. And until next time, everybody, this has been another episode of the Say What Again Billy podcast.
Yep.